In today's world, many parents express love in ways that don't always register with their children. Apostle Femi Lazarus emphasizes that understanding how children perceive love is just as important as expressing it. Love is not only about providing food, shelter, or discipline, it's about communicating care in a language the child understands.
To how children perceive love, then I'm going to touch parenting. This is where we are going to have issues. Many parents destroyed their own children's homes because they don't know how children perceive love. The way a child perceives love is sacrifice. It's not the useless stories we hear. It is who is making sacrifices that shows that this is the mother. Let me show you a story. One of the stories about Solomon, or one of the events in the life of Solomon that made Solomon so popular, his fame went abroad when that happened, was when an harlot slept on her own child and went to pick the child of her friend that they gave birth around the same time and dropped her own dead child around that one. And in the morning, they both complained, no, this is not my child. I said, that's my child. They went to the palace. The king commanded one of his swordsmen, take your sword and divide the child into two. It was the mother of the child who was willing to sacrifice ownership for survival. Listen to this. As you begin to grow older, you must learn that you have more than just your husband or your wife to love. Now you have children to love. And what will communicate love to them is that in your decisions, they can see sacrifices, things that are legitimate that you had to forego so they can have a good life. So it is woke to the generation that if a man is stressing you, leave the house for him. I'm not talking about the case of domestic violence now. It is woke to be a baby mama. I can't be submitted under any man. Then you will raise children without fathers in their life because you lived for you. You did what you did for you, not for them. And they grow up lacking the vital part a man supplies. One party can't bring what God designed the both parties to bring. And you must understand that as you are maturing, you start learning not to live for you alone, because it is not about you alone. You will have to make decisions considering your children. That when I insult his personality or insult her personality, do I want my daughter to be dragged like this? You must learn to begin to make decisions, to stop eating alone. Start becoming responsible. Start thinking about the fact that somebody is going to come out from your loins. That your decisions directly affect who they become. Some mothers and fathers have children who are into Yahoo, or what we call internet fraud. And they will take the children's name to prophets to pray for the child. That's not sacrifice for the child. That is for their own belly. She doesn't love the child. She just wants to survive. Because many people have not learned to understand what love is. When a woman has a child, and she would rather take the child out in the sun at Oshodi, begging with the children, using them to draw compassion, when she could have learned tailoring or learned something, give them a better life. That is not mother's love. That is wickedness. And where I'm going is, many things about the setting of the African home is bad. It is abusive, it is dysfunctional, and it has raised dysfunctional men and women. It has raised dysfunctional men and women. You don't complain in this house because you heard it from a dysfunctional father. Children don't dare to question things because you were from a place that is broken. You are not raising zombies. And in failure to communicate, many girls have been raped under the noses of their parents. They can't talk because in African homes we raise zombies who can't talk. And you have learnt the same thing. The way you know how to communicate leadership is that you shut people up and they can't speak their minds. And these things follows us as pastors. Many pastors are abusive because they are from abusive backgrounds. And when I mean abusive, I mean they will abuse your essence. It is not just fathers who don't know how to hug and say I love you. I know what it took for me to learn it as a pastor. I had to go on a personal decision, a personal journey to learn to be soft. That I can hug any of my pastors. And sometimes I watch how I struggle to do it, and I know that something is spoiled within me. This is not the definition of a man. Don't accept yourself the way you are. Go on a journey to heal and be soft and release that love. You will have it. It is that dysfunctionality that has closed that place. And we must understand that. Start learning to make decisions that favors your children. Begin from now by marrying a good person. Not for yourself, but for them also. We have to understand that. Children essentially understand love by looking at the sacrifices you make for them. So anybody who doesn't understand sacrifice should not attempt parenting. It's a journey of compromise, of sacrifices, where you have to withhold certain things and not respond in certain ways because your daughter is watching. And sometimes, I need to say this, many of you are broken badly, and you are battered because your parents used you as confidant. You are not designed to be their confidant. You are a child. You began to meditate over matters that you are not designed to meditate over. And you became a breadwinner too soon. It's because there's poverty in the house. At the time you should be building yours, you're already trying to sponsor 3 siblings in school. It is the dysfunctionality of the African homes. And at the end of the day, parents are not to be blamed. You take the responsibility. Don't repeat the same pattern of abuse. Don't tell yourself that what we call onjomo. You are in your 40s as a woman. Your colleagues at that age are working in different companies. It's the time to help your children stand their ground, not to milk them. And if that's the kind of background you have, you must make a vow that I will break this pattern of reproach. Because many of you are failing in the things you are doing because you're already carrying more than what you should carry at this age. You are actually a young person. You know too much than you should know. Your mom already told you about their sexual life. Your daddy has this, your daddy has done that. And she didn't know that each time she's talking about that, she's destroying your perspective about men. And many of them are not even expecting you to have a better home. They just want to survive. And what should be a place of purpose has become a battleground of survival. Because there's so much problem in the house. So it's survival of the fittest. There is a wrong pattern in the African setting, in Nigerian homes, in African homes, that needs to be broken. You must vow, it ends with me. It goes no further. I will have a home where my wife and children, we are free with each other. We sit around the table to gist and laugh, where a father and the son can play PS and laugh with each other. When you are 50s, there's nothing wrong in your 60s for you to say, my son, take 100 million, heart to your business, pay me later. Or you prefer to be pursuing about for 10,000. Because that's the way you understand prayer. Because that's what you got. Somebody has to make the decision. The cause, the pattern of lack, depravity, emotional pain, damage ends with me. You are not about to make your children your confidant. As your leaders, pray to God. Leave them to leave their space. They should not know too much already. Many of them have many parents don't know their children. Everyone else know them except the parents. They just give birth to them and pay school fees. Do you know knowing your child goes beyond school fees? Do you know what this child's future is? That church that child does not want to stop going. Do you know the reason why this child doesn't want to stop going to that church? What do they provide that is missing at home? You don't just find that. You seek to know. And what many parents are fighting is the destiny of the child. Many of us fought battles to do what we are doing today. Parents don't know their children. They are busy trying to survive. You've got to break that pattern. We are not teaching this for fun. You know what you went through. Must your child go through the same? Because already you are absent-minded. Just trying to survive your life. How many of you here can boast that your parent really knows you? They know what you are doing now with your life. Some of you preach, they've never heard your message before. They wonder, what is he preaching? They don't even know the name of the ministry. The problems you face. You can't even talk on phone more than 5 minutes. And I'm telling you, I came from a setting where God blessed me with a father. And I saw what that did to me in making me a man. If a man misses that part, there is a need for fathering. And I'm just being honest with you. I've shown you how to love your husband, how to love your wife. Start preparing yourself for the destinies that will come from your loins. Detach yourself from the dysfunctionality of your background. Sometimes the only way to be a blessing to your family is first run away. Because you cannot solve a problem you are a part of. Survive first. Every time you receive call, so and so is beating the wife again. So and so is beating the wife again. This one has packed out of the house. You are in the midst of people and you are trying to be civilized. But it looks like the background calls you back. Your mommy has done this again. Your daddy has done this again. And when they drop the call, they feel they have released the burden. On who? You release your burden, this person begins his or her battle. That's not the way to love a child. To love a child most times is that you even spare the child from certain information and certain knowledge because they are not needed at that age. And there are things children should never know. It is not in their place to know. Am I teaching you? Some of you don't know how to heal from such setting. I've told you, number one, journey far. And it's a conscious decision you have to make. Because for Abraham to become a great nation, he has to leave his father's house. You cannot be addicted to dysfunctionality. Journey far. Before it costs you your essence. Because if they begin to bring that baggage to interfere in your marriage, they will create theirs. There are types of parents that must never have your ears in your marriage. Because they will speak their fears and everything into it. And that one becomes bad. It is not your fault. It's the reality you met on ground. What should you do? Journey far. Find God and learn in a neutral atmosphere. Learn something else apart from what you grew up seeing. And that's why I've pleaded with you. You see, you need to have friends who know how to treat their spouses more than the things you have learned elsewhere. You see, those friends you have that are always beating their wife, they will make your home go bad. Counsel them, draw back. Because each time they beat themselves, they insult themselves, they are telling you it is possible. And the reason why you especially have to draw back is because of the kind of home you are coming from. You have the tendency of doing worse. It is God who is helping you. Now they are mirroring it. Look for the one who knows how to treat the husband and the one who knows how to treat the wife. Get close to them and learn. You see that this guy is always checking for clothes for the wife, always checking for better things for her. Learn from that one. Be close to those who are getting it right. Those who are better than you. Why? Because a new lineage is forming, and you cannot form it from the ruins of that dysfunctionality. Some of you feel, I may never know how to treat a woman because you have not seen it. Make sure you see it. Make sure you hang around those who are doing it. It goes beyond wearing the same clothes. It goes beyond wearing the same clothes. If you really want to have a home that is heaven on earth, you need inspirations around you of how to love, how to be tender, how to care, how to be, listen, you need inspirations of integrity, how to be faithful as a man. Your sons deserve a model that shows that it is possible to live with one woman. And each time you have the urge to do something else beyond your wife, tell yourself, my sons deserve the model to know that one woman is enough for a lifetime. Don't get into adultery, because once you start, it runs in families. Somebody must break the pattern. Your son deserves to have a model that shows that the mother is enough. The girls deserve to have a model that shows that she can be enough for her husband. Some of you are struggling with your emotions. They are all over the place because you grew from homes where you've seen all over many things. Somebody has to break the cycle. Is it you, or should God wait for your children? Or will they have to fight this same battle and maybe they will fail also? Once you break it, they have neutral grounds to commence from. Bear the bonds and all that, but break it. And somebody has to cry tonight that adultery will not flow through me. Infidelity, dysfunctionality, it ends. This is where it ends. This is where it stops. This is where everything ends. The pattern of pain and having men who are broken and girls who are battered, this is where it ends. It goes no further. You have to understand that the battle you are fighting is not for you alone. Some children will continue from where you stop. You have to understand that the urge you feel to misbehave, to disappoint, to break the key, to break the code, it is because the devil wants you to eat the forbidden fruit so that your seed can be corrupted. But somebody has to cry. The pattern of shame, of pain and dysfunctionality, it goes no further. It goes no further. It ends here and now. I refuse to sell off. I understand that the urge I feel, the men who have gone ahead of me failed at it. I refuse to compromise. The future is bright. I will not sell out. I refuse to be another failed vessel. I understand the trick. The playbook of the devil is exposed. It goes no further. I decree over all of you, you will not be a failed lineage. Any and every form of pain, dysfunctionality, abuse that has flowed through your lineage, any form of perversion, any form of sin that has swallowed mighty men over your life, it goes no further. From you and in you, God will find a vessel worthy of a new lineage. You will not stop where they stopped. You will not fail where they failed. You will not make their mistakes. It is done. In Jesus' mighty name, we have prayed. Let's give the Lord a big hand.
Children do not always interpret love the way adults intend to express it. Apostle Femi Lazarus often emphasizes that love must be communicated in a way that matches the receiver's understanding. For children, love is experienced, not merely explained.